Hey everyone, Sawmill Charlie. Well, we're in the bee yard here at the production hives. Today I'm going to get into these hives and just check the top box to see whether there's resources in the hive for them to eat and see whether or not they have found any type of nectar source. Last year we had the spotted lanternfly come in for the first time, and they were in great numbers. And they put out a lot of honeydew, and it was for the first time that I've been beekeeping bees. In August, we actually filled the top super with honeydew honey, which I left on the hive, and they ate it all through the winter time and come early spring. So I like to get in here right now. The last time I've been in this hive was 3 weeks ago. I put aprivar strips in. There's another 3 weeks before I take them out, which will be around the September the 2nd. And I want to see whether or not they've been filling these top boxes with nectar source, so that way I don't have to feed them as much in the fall with sugar water. So let's go ahead and get suited up and let's get into the hives. All right, we'll go ahead and get into these hives here. Well, we got good bee population, which is always good to see. They definitely got the inner cover glued down really good. A little bit of wax on the top. And I can kind of see right off the bat that it looks like they have been storing nectar or honey. And yep, we got partially capped, and the bottom part that isn't capped is been filled with nectar. The other frames are also filled. I've got an aprivar strip right here. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. I think there was probably brood in that one frame originally. It's probably been backfilled by now, and yes, it has. It's all the brood is hatched out and they've backfilled it. Haven't capped it yet, but same way on that side. And the other frames are pretty much the same. Here's one frame actually has some brood in it, I think. Yep, there's some nice capped brood. A little bit more on that side. So we still have some eggs and larvae, and that's a good sign. Here's the aprivar strip. I'm going to go ahead and scrape off the propolis. Put that back in. Like I say, that's doesn't want to go back in very well. There we go. So that's a good thing to see. Last year I was able to cut my sugar bill by 500 pounds. Here's a frame that's got some I was looking for eggs. Yes, we do have eggs in there. So she is up here laying. I have some larvae. Well, there's the queen right there. Let me see if I can get up close and you can see her. She is right there. She's not a real super big queen, but sort of a tiger stripe. Hopefully you can see that. So let's go ahead and put her back in. Trying to get her off the edge of the frame here. Come on. There she goes to the other side. All right, she's in the middle of the frame now. Yep. All right. So we have good food stores. We got a queen. Everything is looking good in this hive. I did check the hive next door and it had the same thing as far as food stores. Did not see the queen, but I did see some cat brood in that hive. We can close this hive up. So let's go on down the line here and check a couple more. All right, let's go ahead and get in this hive. Let's see what we have. We definitely have plenty of bees. They do have nectar in here, but nothing compared to the last two hives. They are filling. Go here to the outer edge where there possibly more honey or nectar sources. Yes, that's much better. It's a lot more full, but it could be a lot more as far as having any capped honey in there. Here we got a frame here with partially capped honey. Pretty much full, about 90, well, that's about 100% full of capped honey there. So that's doing pretty good hive. Like I say though, not quite as good as the last two. And this frame here is pretty much empty. But that's why I feed in the fall to make sure all the hives have pretty much equal amounts of food so they can get through the winter. Here's another hive or a frame that's pretty much full of nectar. No brood upstairs like the other two. But the main thing is to see whether or not that they have any food. So let's go on down here to the next hive. All right, here we're at another hive. Plenty of bees. I think you can kind of sort of tell just by looking at the amount of wax and everything whether or not they have plenty of stores. Here's some brood, a little bit of pollen and capped honey in the corners, and some more brood. It's been hatching out and they're backfilling, so that's a good sign. I'm going to go ahead and put that down here. Go ahead and get into this next frame. Another brood frame, but it's got some drones in it actually. Same way on this side, but the rest of it's been backfilled with nectar. Another brood frame that's been hatching out but backfilling with nectar. And here's a nice big solid slab of brood there. Just kind of give you an idea right there. Nice slab. So the hives are still making some brood, and they're definitely putting honey stores in for winter. I'm going to go out here on this side a little bit and just see what's going on. Yeah, that's a total nectar frame error. So that's a really good sign. We've had some clover, and we've had frequent rains to keep the clover growing, and I know there's not a tremendous amount of nectar off of clover, but at least there's a little bit of coming in. And the goldenrod hasn't quite started blooming here yet. I would say probably in the next 3 weeks or so. So I think we're in good shape, and the bees have been calm. I haven't had any swarm problems. So until next time, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share my videos with your friends, and have fun with your bees.